Hello, this is David Hess from the Bookman in Orange, California, with my weekly segment on things found in old books. And today we have four more items for your approval, and we'll jump right in and see what we found this week. Uh, we found in this textbook a first view of English and American literature. This book here came out in 1909. And within this book, I found this business card. Now, it says, Republican candidate for representative of Allen County to the state legislature, Nathaniel C. Ross. Subject to the decision of the Republican primaries, May 7th, 1918, Fort Wayne, Indiana. Now, I did a little research on Nathaniel C. Ross in Fort Wayne, Indiana, and came up with zero. I can find no record of him or his office. So I'm imagining that he probably did not get elected to the legislature, but he did have a card, and he would hand it out to you, and later on you could actually use it for a bookmark. In this book here, which came in a box of old books, and it basically missing the whole front end papers and the whole signature of pages in here. So the book was actually headed for the dustbin of the book world. And it's kind of a religious text. It's called The White Angel of the World. And again, I just kind of was leafing through it. And I found something I found very interesting. I found it quite fascinating. Folded up in the back. What it is a Sears Roebuck from Chicago order form for wallpaper. And it's blank, so no one has filled it in, but it gives you a good idea of how things were ordered and taken care of back in the 1910s. Up here in the corner, it says 191. So you would either fill in 0 through 9, whatever the year was in the 1910s. And so this is from 1910-ish order form for wallpaper. And you'd get the catalog number and the color and the thing, you put it there and you write in your own price, and it tells you here how to send the money. It recommends you don't send coins because it could ruin the envelope. And so you should wrap up the coins and send them that way. But preferably they would rather have a money order or bank express thing. So I found that quite fascinating. It's a little piece of Americana stuck in a book that, had I not flipped through it, it probably would have been lost forever because the book is dead. This one is a little more current. It's a 1970 book. It's on the Comanches on the Peace Path. It's about the signing of a treaty in Texas. Now, the book was written in 1970. Within the book, this actually applies to the book that it came in, is a newspaper article written about the lady who found the peace treaty in her attic or whatever. So she found the peace treaty that this book talks in depth about, that whole time and place. And then here on the follow-up back page of the article, I'll hold it a little closer. It's not very good reproduction, but this painting that they put in the newspaper is actually the front cover of this book. So it applies. The article applies to the book, and it's quite an interesting article about the treaty and her finding the treaty. But also, because I like to read the back of these papers. I find articles that I think are truly interesting. It mentions up here Bush seeks vote from businessmen, but this is long before President Bush. He was a senator, a U.S. representative back then, so he was in the news in the 70s. But also down here at the very bottom of the back here, it says Janis Joplin's estate will go to her family, and it's just a little column there about how the deceased Janis Joplin, her estate will go to her family, and that was a little item I found in this paper. Very interesting. I find this stuff just fascinating. I love it. I love this stuff. And lastly, in another book that's relatively current, in fact, it shows up a lot, called Cinders and Smoke. It's about the railroads. And in this, I found an authentic photograph. This is a real photograph. It's not a reproduction. And we will show you a close-up. And it's a picture of a train crash. The train has been derailed, and there's people sitting around looking at it, and the train is just a mess in this rocky overcrop. And on the very back, someone has written Union Pacific number 835, location unknown. And below that, somebody here has written Victorville. Victorville is a little desert town out here in California. So, and it looks very California desert-y looking, and but there is no date on the picture, unfortunately, and the book doesn't reveal any date or time or that I can discern dealing with the photograph. So that's it for today. That's all I have. And I'll see you next week with a few more items that I've found in used books over time. Now, if you have something that you would like to share that I can share with the public, why don't you email me at info@ebookman.com. Send a picture of what you found and a brief description, and we'll include it in the show. I appreciate your time, and we'll see you next week. Thank you.